And we are live on Shaggy TV for night number 1 of the Corn Belt series. And, well, what that entails is drivers from Ohio and throughout the Midwest coming together here for some good heart racing and some UMP modifieds this season. And we're going to have to learn some new racers here on Shaggy TV. We got Mason Dangerfield out here in the number 7 machine. Let's see, we got Dustin Reagan in this 33 as he makes a little contact with, I believe that was the 5 of Michael Lonis. We got the 80 of Robert Milburn, the 185 of DJ Miller, and, well, some familiar guys, some not familiar guys, but all in all, I think we're going to have a great night of racing here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Get to come up here, see the view I see. Follow Dustin Reagan around here for a lap. He swings it into 1 and 2. Driving in, up over that cushion, and he gets into the wall there in 3 and 4. DJ Miller coming out of 4. Trying to hug that cushion. Watch him send it down the backstretch here into 3 and 4. Watch him bring it out of 4 and go past the flag stand. And about 2.5 minutes left to practice before these guys roll into qualifying, have their heats, and then we'll have a feature this evening. Dustin Reagan in that 33. We got Justin Doherty in that double deuce. Doherty just smooth and steady, and right now P3 on the time chart. It's kind of what you'll want to be around here, just smooth and steady. You don't really, in the UMPs, you don't want to be hammered down and spinning those rear tires. You see how thin they are. It's all about throttle control. If you're lucky enough to have a good set of pedals that vibrate when you're spinning those throttles, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you're on just the basic, it's kind of a disadvantage. You got to listen to it. And if you're spinning too many RPMs, or if you're running too many RPMs in the middle of the corner, your tires are spinning, and your tires spinning means that you're losing speed coming off the corner, and you're burning up rubber on those puppies in the middle of the corner, and it just makes it that much harder to be fast. See, we do have a 10th guy who just joined in. As soon as he gets on the track, we'll show his hot rod if he gets a chance to get out there. It's only 50 seconds left, but Alonzo King Jr., he'll be in the 10 ride, number 10 ride this evening. Right now, riding around with Mason Dangerfield in that 7 machine. That does not look like a number 7 on it. It looks like a 13. He signed up as number 7, but we'll try to remember that he's in the old lucky number 13. May even be a 3. I can't really tell. Which may be why you can't have that number, because as we know, Brock Mosky runs the 3 machine. Right on board with him, you can kind of see how he's fighting that wheel. If you've seen the Cars movie, you know what we're talking about here. You're driving this with the gas, you're not really turning left, as you can see. Maybe a little bit on corner entry to get yourself a little give and go, but other than that, you're driving these puppies with the throttle, that's for sure. But anybody who's tuned in and watched before knows the deal here in qualifying. Keep your eye on the bottom of the screen. It's just like F1 qualifying, if anybody's familiar with F1. Purple is going to be fastest sector out of anyone. Green is going to be your best personal sector. And yellow, well, you do not want yellow. That's slower than even your personal best. And right now, Michael Lonis at 5, he's running purple time. Let's take a look at this 5 ride. A little gray and lime green. He's purple in Sector 2. William Hess quickest in Sector 1. Right now, Michael Lonis is on the pole. William Hess, P2. See Alonzo King Jr. Oh, nice ride. It looks like a Captain America looking ride here almost. There's no practice for him, and he puts it P3 here in his qualifying effort. Good lap for him. Let's go take a look here at the double deuce of Justin Doherty. He's out getting ready to take the green flag for lap number 1. DJ Miller, purple in Sector 2, found some speed, but still only good enough for P4. Justin Doherty, green. That's going to be his best. Let's see where that puts him. Justin Doherty, P3 right now. Can he find some time? Slower in Sector 1. You see the yellow. Faster in Sector 2, but can improve. See Brian Warner Jr. out there on his first lap. Or lap number 2 now, excuse me. First lap came in at P9. 15.32. Can he improve? He's faster in Sector 1, faster in Sector 2. He's going to jump one spot. Going to move up to P8. But Mason Dangerfield there, he puts in his follow last time. He moves up. Alonzo King also jumps up to P4. Good lap for Alonzo. Robbie Milburn now your final car left to put in a time here. Robbie Milburn in the, it says 80, but we're seeing a number 12 on that, on the side of that thing. Robbie Milburn in the 1-2 machine tonight. And that's quick time. I got caught sleeping. That is quick time his first lap. Wow, faster in Sector 1, slower in Sector 2. So he is going to stay the same. But purple Sector 1 here on the final lap. Fast when it matters. Can Robbie Milburn find speed out of 2? He slows down in Sector 2, and well, that lap's not going to do it, but he's still going to stay P1. Didn't need to improve is right now. Robbie Milburn in the number 12 machine parks it P1. And boy, is he happy about it. You see him revving the motor. He was excited, but that's going to do it for qualifying here as we get ready to roll in to heat race number 1. Once again, well, actually, you guys weren't part of my first other races. I'm experiencing really bad weather here. I haven't seen any updates on this one that show my screen rate dropping, but if I do experience any lag, feel free to let me know in that chat box. There are a couple things I can try to do, but man, we're getting hammered up here in the East Coast in Pennsylvania with the rain. As Noah's building the ark outside right now, but starting on the pole, we've got the 80 of Robbie Milburn, and is outside the 9 of William Hess. Or actually, the 12 of Robbie Milburn. Sorry, we know that's a 12. And we're going to see, we're going to trust that William Hess is in the 9, and it looks like that's a 96 to me. So, William Hess in the 96. Run number 2, we got Justin Doherty in the double deuce, and DJ Miller in the 185 is outside. Rounding out the field tonight, we got Mason Dangerfield and what I'm going to call the 13. Looks like a 13 to me, but I do wear a pretty thick set of glasses, so don't take my word for it. But as we roll through 3 and 4, should go around one more time here. Don't believe we're going to go green just yet. Give the drivers a little time to get some heat in the motor here. If you're out there watching, let us know in the chat box who you're rooting for. Is going down the backstretch for the final time. The green flag is high, and it is ready to fly here at Lucas Oil Speedway.
Green flag, green flag.
As I clicked the wrong button. There we go. Green flag out here is let's go play at Lucas Oil Speedway. Robbie Milburn with a good jump through 1 and 2. Able to jump up in front of the 96 of William Hess. William Hess going to rip that lip right behind the 12. Going to see if he can't get a run. Mason Doherty able to get around DJ Miller. Move up to P4. He's going to try to go to work on that 22 of Justin Doherty. But right now, battle heating up front. That 96 is all over the 1-2 of Robbie Milburn. Can Robbie Milburn hold him off? Still have 6 to go. That's a long time. William S. in that 9. He is all 96. He is all over the back of that 12. Is 5 to go here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Mason Dangerfield not able to advance after getting by the 185 of DJ Miller. As you see, they've kind of settled down here, but 4 to go at the halfway point. These guys are not slowing down up front. Oh, Robbie Milburn jumps the cushion in 1 and 2, and that opens the door for William S. as he throws a big slider in the 96. The 12, sorry. I keep getting confused. I'm just going to leave numbers out of it, but big counter back for Robbie Milburn. William S. looking back underneath, going down the backstretch. He's going to send it into 3 and 4. Robbie Milburn's got a counter back. He knows 2 to go, 2 sticks in the air. He's in the preferred line right now, but how long can he hold on? Can he throw it up in front of the 96 of William S? Yes, he does. Slows down William S a little bit. He's going to throw it back into 3. Robbie Milburn with a good run out of 4. Who's got it at the line? Too close to call. White flag in the air. Final time around. Running down the backstretch. Robbie Milburn with a good run in the preferred line, entering low. Who's going to have it come? My mic, I believe, disconnect. My apologies. I yelled. My mic does not like when I yell, but man, what a finish there is. William Hess stole that one from Robbie Milburn. Really gave him all he could handle, and, well, I'm going to have to go mess around with a little bit of mic settings here, try to turn me down to make sure that when I get excited again here, I don't cut myself off. But let's go ahead and show you the starting grid here for heat race number 2. In the 5, Michael Lona starts P1 and is outside. In the 57, we have Brian Warner Jr. Inside of row number 2, we've got the 3 of Brock Mosky and is outside. Alonzo King Jr. in the 10. Rounding out the field tonight in the double 3 machine, we've got Dustin Reagan. And, you know, Dustin Reagan's somebody who's not necessarily familiar with being at the bottom here, so he's got some pressure on him, wants to climb up here in heat race number 2. But man, oh man, what a finish there between William Hess and Robbie Milburn. Those two went at it those last 4 laps. Hopefully it's a little taste of what we're going to get here in heat race number 2 as we go down the backstretch for what will be the final time before the green flag flies. The green flag is high. It's ready to fly at Lucas Oil Speedway.
Green.
Let's go play in the clay. Michael Lonis in that 5 with a great jump, able to slide right up, but contact between Brian Warner Jr. and possibly Brock Mosky, and the 3 is Brock Mosky. He's going to fall back. Brock Mosky, though, looking under that 33 of Dustin Reagan. Can he get a run going into 1 and 2? Trying to take back P4. Side by side here in the back is, you know, it may only be 1 spot here, but it's 2 spots in the feature. So Brock Mosky knows he's got to go get him while he can. Alonzo King Jr. ripping that lip, and, you know, he looks comfortable up there, but just don't know if the speed is there right now. Michael Lonis is doing a good job flirting with that middle line, not overdriving it on corner entry, and, you know, that's really what it's all about in these things. Let's go on board here with Alonzo. Let's see what it looks like from the cockpit. You can see he's just going to enter in up over that shiny stuff, that slick, and 1, and You know, it does pay off with a good drive, middle off, but that entry, you just see the, well, no, there. Wow, big run on the outside. So maybe it's working in 3 and 4, or maybe we're just starting to see it come on. 1 and 2, just not getting the runs that he is in 3 and 4, but he is finding some speed up there. He is running down your leader in the 5. Brock Mosky back here in 4th place, not able to make any moves on the 57 of Brian Warner Jr. as Brian Warner Jr. solidly has a P3 finish right now, but coming out of turn 4, white flag is in the air. Final time around the speedway. Michael Lonis almost jumps that cushion in 1 and 2, flirting with danger here. But final time around, he is looking for the checkered flag as he sees it coming out of 4. Checkered flag is waving. Michael Lonis is going to start P2 in the feature. Outside's going to be followed by Alonzo King Jr., Brian Warner Jr., Brock Mosky, and Dustin Reagan. As they're going to take a quick 2 minutes, we are going to stick around for it. I'm going to be quiet a lot as I'm going to wet the whistle here and, you know, just enjoy the sights and sounds that you guys get to see here at Lucas Oil. We'll be back here with feature action in a little over a minute and a half here, so enjoy a little warm-up action. Right now, Robbie Milburn, top of the speed charts in that 12 ride. Looking to see if he can take momentum here from warm-ups and carry it into the feature, but we're all out of time, and these guys worked in the track as much as they could, but we're going to get ready here for 10 of the best in the UMP. As soon as I get a chance to get this to you, the starting grid's going to pop up, and we're going to read you off your feature lineup here this evening. And, well, you got your first look at it right as I did. Starting on the pole, the 9 of William Aston is outside. The 5 of Michael Lonis. Inside of row number 2, the 12, you know what, we're just going to say 80. Guys, go in there, change it. Figure it out. I got to go with what this is. I get too confused and I stumble. But inside of row number 2 here, the 80 of Robbie Milburn, and is outside the 10, Alonzo King Jr. Row number 3, we've got the double deuce of Justin Doherty, and is outside the 57 of Brian Warner Jr. Row number 4 to the inside, we've got Mason Dangerfield in the 7, and is outside the 3 of Brock Mosky. Running out the field tonight in row number 5, we've got the 185 of DJ Miller. It is outside. In that double 3 machine, we've got Dustin Reagan. Well, first feature of the season here in the Corn Belt Series for the UMP Modifieds. And if heat race number 1 was any taste of what we're going to have tonight, it's going to be a hell of a show. As we know, nothing against the rest of the field, but right now, that top 4, man, they've got some pace. They were really battling in their respective heats, and I look forward to that carrying on here, but coming down the backstretch for the final time here at Lucas Oil Speedway. The green flag is high. It's ready to fly. Let's go play in the clay at Lucas Oil Speedway. The 9 of William Hess brings us to the green flag. Side by side, 2 by 2 the whole way through the field, but contact. Justin Doherty in the 22 goes around off someone's nose. No caution yet as caution finally comes out for the double deuce of Justin Doherty. Let's go back and see if we can try to get a view of what happened here. Let's go to this Chapman Racing drone camera. Let's follow that double deuce, the black car, Justin Doherty. Enters turn 1 here. Does he get some help from behind? It's looking more and more like it. Yeah, you're going to get a little help from Mason Dangerfield. And, well, that's going to send him and DJ Miller around as they meet up for some coffee in the middle of 1 and 2. You know, everybody enjoys a nice little coffee break, but I don't know if you want it to happen that early on here. The 9 of William Hess, he's going to be able to set the pace again here out front. Restarts will be on him, and Michael Lonis, he's got to hope he gets a good jump on the outside in that 5 machine.
We're not going green, not going green.
Not too sure here, too, if laps are going to revert back. Hopefully they do. But right now, that software, you're seeing it change. I'm seeing caution laps counting. And they did pause it there, extend the caution to let these guys get back out. But I think right now, now it's moving us to lap 5. So unless something changes, it looks like to me laps are counting. And these guys in the pits right now, it's saying the double deuce of Justin Doherty, he's 3 laps down. So not too sure if they're maybe going to let him drive around or what the deal is. But looking like to me, unless it changes, we get a little refresh here. Laps are counting, which, you know, it's if you're the leader, you don't really mind if you're William S. Unless you got to protect, but if you're that guy in the 5, you're thinking, oh, darn, man, I'm just losing laps. They're ticking away. How am I going to be able to get this guy? And, you know, I'd be thinking the same thing if I were that 5. It's going to be really hard to run a perfect race here, but he's going to have to do it. He's coming out of going through 3 and 4 for the final time. We're going to go back green here as the 96 of William S. gets a great jump and he's already taking a pounce on that lead. Michael Lonis, though, he's going to try to rip that lip, try to get a big run, but right under him, that 12 machine of Robbie Milburn. Look at him coming. On the bottom, 3 wide there is Alonzo King Jr. thought about peeking in that little Captain America machine, trying to get that thing in the mix. Michael Lonis, though, turning up the wick on the leader, and we did get a lap reset. It changed for us, so good thing those laps weren't counting. I just saw that. That's awesome. Good news. We're getting 35 laps of green flag here tonight. That's what we wanted. Right now, that 5, he is all over William Hess. One mistake from William Hess, and we've got a new leader as he's really got the pressure on. But William Hess, smooth and steady up top. Call him Thomas the Train right now. Brian Warner Jr. back here in P6, stuck right where he started. Just running real smooth, but he's starting to feel some heat. Brock Moskey, he's jumped up a spot. He's trying to run him down, but Justin Doherty, remember, involved in that accident there on lap number 1 when he got turned, and he's trying to climb his way back through the field in that double deuce machine. But up front, battle for the lead. Robbie Milburn sends it into 3 and 4. He's low on your leader, William S. Can he get a good run out of 3 and 4? No, he can't. He's got to slap back up in line, but caution is out. The double deuce of Justin Doherty involved again. Let's see if we can find what happened. Let's go to the drone camera here. And this has nothing to do with anything. Let's try this one more time. Might help if I could click the right button here. Let's try this again. Justin Doherty in the double deuce. Send it in. Oh, DJ Miller. He wanted to meet for coffee again. It's just this time he took a sip and left DJ Miller there or Justin Doherty to finish it all by himself. It's the 22. He's not gonna be a happy camper when he goes into the pits later tonight, I don't think. Reminds me of that guy in or Steve Buscemi and Billy Madison. You know, he crosses their name off in the lipstick. You don't want to make that guy mad, so you better go say your apologies to that double deuce. He's somebody you don't want to have upset with you. He's got a lot of speed and he's got the ability to pay you back. But here we go. Green flag is in the air and restarts on the 96 of William Hess. He gets a good jump, able to slide up in front of your leader or your P2 of Michael Lonis. Michael Lonis, though, with a good run in the middle of 1 and 2, able to get to the back, but William Hess nailing that throttle control right now on exit. Nobody seems to have anything, but look at those top 4. You could put them under a blanket. Robbie Milburn on the bottom. They're 3 wide on entry, but him and Michael Lonis both lose a little speed there throughout the middle as William Hess is just high and handsome right now on the outside and looks almost impossible to get around barring a mistake, but they are 3 wide for P2 as Alonzo King Jr. is pulling his AI here. Practice. We talking about practice here? He says he doesn't need practice. He shows up, he races, and he goes here. He battles for the lead. Does this 10 of Alonzo King, and here he goes, putting the pressure on Robbie Milburn. Just showing how hard it is to get by people on the bottom right now as you lose that momentum. We were watching it live. Alonzo drove in a little deep and clean up aisle 2 as there was a big pile up after that initial contact. See if we can go back to that drone camera here. Let's take a look. Alonzo, he just sends it in a little deep here, I believe. And yeah, it doesn't look like Robbie got sideways or anything. Just floats up, barely touches him, but you can see, I mean, how much these things are driven with the throttle. All it takes is a little touch to go around, and then we see Brock Mosky, DJ Miller, Dustin Reagan, I believe, even gets some of this in the 33. Or does he stay out of it? He spun the car sideways and stayed out of it. What a save by Dustin Reagan there in that 33. William Hess, still the man out front. He's going to choose the bottom here on this restart again. Going to throw it right up there in front of that 5 as early as he can.
We're not going green. Not going green.
Hold off on the restart here. We're going to let DJ Miller repair that car. I believe he's sitting in pit road right now as the 185 machine. Good view of these guys going down the backstretch at pace speed. So once again, if you're out there watching, let us know who you're rooting for. Give it a like. Maybe shoot me a subscribe. Shoot me a share, possibly. Could always use the love, as I'm always trying to extend in my broadcasting prowess. And I also broadcast on VGN, Virtual Grip Network. We do some road racing, do some asphalt stuff. So follow your man Shaggy as I go where the racing goes, but the green flag is high. It's ready to fly as we're going back racing at Lucas Oil Speedway. William Hess with another great restart, but I'll tell you who else had a good restart. Robbie Milburn. He turned on the pressure, and he slides up in front of Michael Lonis. New middle step of the podium. Robbie Milburn took advantage of that great restart, got to follow the leader, jumped with him, and now all of a sudden he's putting on the pressure. Robbie Milburn looking for that top step of the podium as he does not want second. That man is hungry. We hope you can make it next week too, Zach, as we always love a big field, but right now we cannot take our eyes off the top three as they are right behind each other in line, and Michael Lonis is trying to make the bottom work, but look at Robbie Milburn. Contact on the slide job. Michael Lonis trying to get the 2-for-1 discount. We got a new leader after the contact. Michael Lonis out front. What do they say? You'd rather be lucky than good, and you know, he was patient. Lost his spot on that restart, but just fell in line, let those front two go at it, and now Michael Lonis inherits the lead, but he's going to run that middle bottom, and man, I am not sure if they're 1 and 2. That's what you want to do right now. But Michael, he probably knows a lot better than me as he's the guy out front. I'm sitting here in the booth. Robbie Milburn doing what he can to try to go back at Michael Lonis, but he better hope that car behind him, William S., he doesn't rub him back a little bit, as he definitely remembers how he lost that lead. Let's go on board with William S. There is a little bump there going into the corner and said, hey man, you remember me? And meanwhile, the 5 of Michael Lonis, he loves this. He says, go at it, guys. Go at it. I'll walk away here. We're coming up on 13 to go. You guys have fun. Justin Doherty in the double deuce, the middle of the meat and that sandwich. He's trying to get by Mason Dangerfield. Remember, Mason got him into early, and that was the first caution of the night. So if I remember it, I can tell you what, that 22 sure as hell remembers it. Back up front, Robbie Milburn. Trying to, you know, he's been slowly gnawing at that lead here, but he's going to run out of time. He's got to go. Take a look at the lap times. You can catch the guy, but now when he goes to the bottom, look, William Hess is going to go back up top, and now all of a sudden, they're going to start paddling. Robbie Milburn going to look low here, just not going to have the run coming off a 4 that he needs to get the pass done. Gonna look low again into 1 and 2, and now this is where you gotta think William Hess, can he get a big run? But no, he's just struggling there in P3. The leaders rub a little bit. 9 to go at the line. Robbie Milburn sends it in. Michael Lonis gives him plenty of space as they're side by side going down the backstretch. Robbie Milburn tries to send it in, leaves enough room for the 5. The 5 counters back with a punch of his own on the high side. 8 to go here, going down the backstretch, and we are heating up front. Robbie Milburn with a big send, parks it on the nose of the 5. Oh, Michael Lonis thought about going in there, but he got pinched down, had to get on the binders, didn't want to take out the leader. He doesn't want to do it that way. Michael Lonis falls back in line. New leader, Robbie Milburn. 6 to go. This time by. Can Robbie Milburn hold on? He's got a full pack behind him. All of a sudden, the 57 of Brian Warner Jr. He said, Shaggy, don't forget about me, brother. I've been saving my stuff. Robbie Milburn! What happened to the leader? Robbie Milburn, did he jump the cushion? My, oh my. Let's go ahead. Let's try to go in an aerial view here so I can see if he touched anything going the wrong way. So he enters in. That's, man, that's really odd. Let's see if we can just go in the chase camera here. Did you see that thing is sparking? Did it break? Could it have broke earlier? Let's see here. I'm so perplexed by this. We gotta figure this out here. Let's go back to that chase camera. Is it sparking at all here while we're following? So we're not seeing those sparks here. So at some point he's gonna hit something, I imagine, and something breaks. There it is. There it is. I missed it live. That was the problem. He drives in, hits that left front. You see it. It breaks, and well, we hear that we're going back green. But I had to figure out what happened. The 5 of Michael Lonis with a great jump here, and he's gonna hold off William Hess here. Is coming around 3 and 4. We're gonna have 4 to go this time by. William Hess, though, he is hungry. He was moved out of the lead early. You gotta think he wants to take that top step back. Michael Lonis with a big head of steam going into 3. He's going to protect the bottom. William Hess going to go up high. 3 to go at the line. Can William Hess counter down? He's going to throw a slider into 1. Michael Lonis looking to counter back. He's going to have him coming off the corner. Oh, and look at Brian Warner Jr. in this 57. He's getting in the mix. Michael Lonis going to throw a slider. Going to counter back. Almost 3 wide. 2 to go. Oh, Michael Lonis, he was up there a little bit. He's not going to be able to counter. Brian Warner Jr.'s down low. Brian Warner Jr. 3rd to 1st, looking for the 2 to 1. 2 for 1 here. White flag in the air. Final time around. Caution. Caution is out. Oh, white flag was almost in the air. Alonzo King Jr., I believe. Let's see. So you're seeing a lot of contact here early on, and whoa, who was that went over? The double deuce of Justin Doherty. Okay, let's go. Try to go back a little further. Let's try and diagnose this here. So they're rubbing up high above him. They're just 3 wide. Him and and then he gets a little bit of help from Robbie, a little bit more help, and lands on all 4s, but rough night for the 22 of Justin Doherty. William Hess back out front, and we're going to have a little green-white checkered here when we get back to racing action. And oh my gosh, is it going to be exciting? All of a sudden, that 57 of Brian Warner Jr. has just come out of nowhere. Dustin Reagan, I believe, up there to P4 too, and that 33. I warned you guys early on. He ain't used to running in the back. I meant what I said. I know some of these guys, and he's getting his way back up there. But the green flag is high. It's ready to fly. Green-white checkered time at Lucas Oil Speedway. Great restart for your leader, William Hess, and you got to think that might be all she wrote. Brian Warner Jr. also caught sleeping, so Michael Lonis has a bit of a cushion, but white flag in the air. Final time around as we do get the white flag. Michael Lonis in that 5. Can he send it in? He's running out of time. If he's got anything, he's got to do it now. Final time through 3 and 4. William Hess going to go up high. He's going to take the checkered flag. Race number 1 here in the Corn Belt Series. William Hess is your feature winner, followed by Michael Lonis. Brian Warner Jr. rounds out the podium. Dustin Reagan, Robbie Milburn rounds out the top 5. We still got guys limping around here trying to finish. The race is still not settled here. When it is, I will bring you up your feature results. And there they go. They look a little something like this. 6th, Brock Mosky. 7th, Alonzo King Jr. 8th, Mason Dangerfield. 9th, DJ Miller. And rounding out the field tonight, we saw very unfortunate, tough race for that 22 of Justin Doherty. We are going to give these guys a minute or two to catch their breath, and going to see if we can't get a word with the top 3 here tonight when they get get their butt up into Discord here. But Brian Warner Jr. in that 57. Up 3 spots here, started 6th, finishes P3, and, well, he really earned this one tonight. Looks like we do have everybody where they should be, so I'm going to throw myself up here into Discord, and we're going to get a word with the top 3. Hey, Brian, Shaggy up in the booth, man. You got a copy?
What up?
Well, man, eventful night. We finally got that long green flag running, and you found yourself right there behind the leaders. And as you go in for a big pass, man, caution comes out. You probably didn't want to have that green-white checker, did you?
Oh, I really did not. I can't believe I raced it through that, though.
Yeah, I was in a view. If you go back and look at the broadcast, I mean, the white flag is flying. It's in the air. And right before you guys get to the start-finish line, well, iRacing decides you need to go 2 more. And, that may have been the difference. We saw you get hung up there in the final restart. Do you think if you... Oh, excuse me. I'm getting over a sickness here, Brian. My bad. But do you think if you could have got a little better jump on that final restart here, you could have had something for the leaders?
Yeah, I would have. I bobbled. I was thinking Mike was gonna go, and I had to brake check a little bit, but hey, we got a 3rd place.
Yeah, night number 1, starting off with a P3, man. That's gotta feel good, and running points. There's definitely nothing wrong with a podium. So, hell of a job here tonight, Brian. Who you want to thank, my man?
Mike for putting this on. Also, his paint scheme. He did my paint scheme, Dice Designs, and Recycle OE. And this is my home track.
Well, it showed, Brian. You did good, and I mean, you could tell you were familiar with the place. You charging up through the field at the end when it mattered, and man, I'm looking forward to a lot more of these podiums this year, man. What do you say?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's Brian Warner Jr., your P3 finisher, and now we're gonna go up here. We're gonna get a word with our P2 finisher, Michael Lonis. My man, I was rooting for you. We know the middle step of the podium when I do these things has kind of become your home, and man, I thought you were going to get it. Talk to us about those closing laps.
Man, it was wild. There was good racing all throughout that. I'm sure, I don't know about you, but I'm out of breath. A lot of them guys, man, we had 4 cars up there, 5 cars up there for the lead. But great race. I mean, I don't know if you could ask for much better. I think Robbie had that, when he threw that slide job, I tagged him there in the rear. I think he caught the concrete and shot him up the track. But when he got up there, and then when he got that wheel damage, I mean, I'm thinking, all right, well, this is my chance. And then the move of the race, I should have went to the top there in 3 and 4. I knew it was faster, but I didn't want to pinch William more than I already was, and I had thought it was faster, and obviously I was wrong. But yeah, I gave him a chance to set up his slide job, and then we went. I think we threw a couple for a few laps, and then caution came out again with 2 green-white checkered, and yeah, just didn't have enough to pull it off. But I mean, I literally got home tonight at 8:57, and I haven't ran a modified here in a good while, so P2, I'll take it. But yeah, sucks. But like I said, Hess led most of this race, and then Robbie got up there, and then I got up there, and can't really, ain't gonna sit there and wreck anybody for the win, and nobody did. And like I said, great group of guys and great racing.
No, yeah, I mean, dude, you said it. I mean, as well as I could have. There, you go back and watch this. I mentioned it. The top 4 were under a blanket there for most of that race. I mean,
that green-white checkered. Yeah, that green-white checkered. There was 3 of us. We were 3 wide for the lead. So
yeah, and you know, going back to a little bit in the race there, Michael, you're running P3 right after Robbie got by you. When you saw those 2 made contact, how big did those eyes get, man? You got both of them in that corner. How good did that feel?
Yeah, it felt really good. Well, Hess messed up there early in the race, and that's why I started running the middle groove just in case he did it again, because that's how Robbie got around me the first time. Is He jumped the berm, and then I got on the brakes. And me and Hess have great respect for each other. And I mean, the dude's come along great as a driver, and we've always reached each other clean. So I just waited for my opportunity, but obviously Robbie was waiting in the wings. So his graces was the fact that he was two grooves lower than Hess. So I started running that middle line, and I was just waiting for Hess to do it again. These cars are real tight on entry and middle, so I was just waiting for it to happen again and have that momentum on the top to get him and Robbie at the same time, and then they end up getting together, and that's when I got underneath them both, and I'm like, I ain't stopping. I'm admin. I wasn't going to hit no buttons, and I'm focused. So, yeah, I got underneath them, and they kind of got together, and that's how it really got us up into the conversation. But yeah, definitely took my opportunity there. There's nothing wrong with taking an opportunity, and especially when it's clean. So yeah, I got really excited.
No, yeah, man, you did what you had to do, and you put on a hell of a show in that 5. So close to a win here, and man, I say it, but we know one's coming, Michael. You can't finish second this many times and not get the job done. So we know it's coming, and man, good points night for you here in the 5. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank Ghost Energy and High Point Firearms, Black Skull Ranch, Dice Race Designs, BCR, Sim Products, iRacing Dirt Memes, and then just everybody that comes out and races with us each week. Just all my guys that put together a hell of a show. I mean, you can't tell me we don't have a good roster. I mean, Robbie, Hess, Mosky, I mean, everybody, literally Kush, Warner, all them guys, they're all DJ. I mean, we put on a hell of a race for having 12, 13 guys every week. I definitely think that we put on a damn good show, and we added a couple new guys this week, and I mean, they fit right in. So really excited to have them a part of it. And yeah, we've been rolling good in the late model lately, winning races, and finally got this modified deal started, and I got a feeling we'll put a couple together.
Yeah, man. Well, you look good, and for not getting much practice time here and getting home late, you did a hell of a job. So good job, Michael, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the season here, my man.
All right, thank you. See you guys later.
That's Michael Lonis, your P2 finisher, and now we're going to move up here, and we're going to get a word with the man who, William, quite the eventful night here. You're running out front. Little contact between you and Robbie, and, well, you fall back to third. Talk to us about the mentality here you got to have to just stay calm and try to race your way back into this thing.
Man, it's kind of just like once I get going, I'm connected to it in some sort of way, if that makes any sense. I don't pay my mind to nothing else besides turning the wheel and pushing the gas.
Well, you can tell, man, you kept your head calm, and you just kept working that middle. Now, I never really asked any of the other guys, but I kind of talked about it. Towards the end of this feature here, are you ever really hitting full throttle in this UMP, or do you really got to baby it?
I mean, a couple of updates ago, it was pure throttle control all the way, but some of these recent ones, if there's a cushion, you can get on the gas down the straightaway, but in the corner, you really got to ease up on it.
Well, I'll tell you what, William, man, an eventful night. You led most of it, and, little contact knock you out of the lead. Nothing too hard, no harm, no foul, but, man, I think all in all, the right guy won this thing. You had a lot of speed tonight, and you really showed it with that move you put on Michael to take the lead. Hell of a job here finishing on the top step of the podium, man. Who you want to thank?
And I want to thank Michael Lonis and Robbie for giving me a good race all night. That was hands down one of the best races I've had, and you for broadcasting this whole deal. My buddies can come and watch, and that's how I got one of my buddies in the league, and he gave me this new computer I got, and it's a world of a difference what I used to run, and I really appreciate him from that. But I got to thank myself over at Hess Decals. Got to thank Tolly's Car Care, Jacob Becker Racing, King's Machine Service. That's about it for me. But big applause to Robbie and Michael on that one, man. That was good running.
Yeah, you guys put on a show, and I know, well, you were out front there, so you couldn't really tell there. But, man, at the end, Brian Warner Jr., he was getting in the mix. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you four mix it up this year, man. It's going to be a hell of a show. Great job tonight, William.
Sir, it's going to be eventful. I appreciate.
Well, that's your winner here, William Hess. And man, you saw the checkered flag fly there. He earned that one. And well, they say checkers are wreckers. There we go. Some guys needed the wrecker. We see a tire laying on the exit of 2. But man, this man, William Hess, he got it done and puts a big stamp here for the opening race of the Corn Belt Series. And not too sure where we are next week, as I didn't get my hands on a schedule yet, but I can tell you we're going to be here next Tuesday, 9 o'clock here on Shaggy TV. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't miss a thing. And, you know, if you like more racing, I'm doing a little dirt racing tomorrow night at Lincoln Speedway on my channel. Feel free to check that out. And, well, Thursday night we're going right up the road from Lincoln to Williams Grove. So don't miss a thing if you like iRacing dirt action. Hit that subscribe button. But once again, I'm Zach Chapman, part of Shaggy TV, and we had a hell of a first night in the Corn Belt Series. So don't miss a thing. We'll be back next week. Have a good evening.